couple of overlords. He is in the process of getting Thors, but, you know, I'm going to have upgraded speedlings, which just eat Thors alive. And I also want to have infestors for his absurd amount of marines that I'm sure he's going to be having, because he spent all of his gas on banshees. He's going to need to spend all the minerals he has, and that means marines. This is where it's easy to forget to make an army, because even though I held him off and I had a better exchange, you need to remake your army, because he could just be reinforcing and move out and still win. The trick with infestors is to make as many as you can right away, so that their energy can build up. Instead of making like 3 or 4. So he's doing a double-pronged attack, which is pretty smart. I seriously doubt he's going to take anything out, though. Gotta transfuse that infestation pit. And just calmly put your drones back on mining. The important thing to remember with attacks like that is to remember to put your drones on gas, because when you just highlight a big group and run them all away, usually it takes the 2 off of gas that are exposed at the time. So you need to resaturate your gas is your first priority. So I eventually want to move into Broodlords. I've been getting my upgrades for the Zerglings, and that carries over to Broodlings, which are really strong. I need to check if and when he is taking a 3rd.
Mutation complete.
And just do some transferring. Okay, and it is a planetary fortress. I'm going to try to be active with my mutas. Ooh, that's a good pickup. And just get ready for Broodlords, basically. Oops, not that. Mutalisks. He's doing. Is this like a? It's going to be an orbital command, I would think. Can I outrange this? I can. Oh, that's annoying. Whew, okay. I wonder if I can just do a run-by with these. No, okay. Not gonna happen. Basically, I'm running out of army. So I need to focus strictly on army production.
Mineral field.
Keep up the banelings, because banelings are still important late game. Keep up on the upgrades. I missed his marine upgrades, but it's safe to assume that he's not going to be 3-3 at the same time that I am. And the reason that is because he invested all that early gas in Broodlords, or Banshees. I'm getting broodlords right now. I need some more meat. I knew it. I want to hide my corruptors if I can. Even though I want to take out that. Even though I want to take out that medevac. Don't expose your broodlords if you don't have to. So now I am 200. I have hive tech. I have support for my hive tech, meaning infestors with neural in case he has like a lot of Thors. So I'm just gonna rally. Whoa! Wow. That's a lot of Marines. I guess I didn't realize to what degree I was right about his number of Marines. I've seen a lot of this lately, just mass Marines, and we're 24 minutes into the game. You know? Just mass Marines. I'm gonna opt to take out his tech, mostly his starport, so that doesn't happen. You've got to be careful with Vikings because it's a very cheap and effective counter to broodlords. So you need to make corruptors to reinforce. You can have a 200 army without corruptors and be fine. But once he sees those broodlords, he's going to use all of his starports for Viking production. And that's bad. So against Terran, I usually opt to take out his tech like this. Yeah, they're both supporting units, so I guess, yeah, an ideal Zerg army has broodlords and infestors because they support each other well. If he were to mass Vikings, and I have, 8 fully loaded infestors, those could take those out. You want to do, like if these were a bunch of Vikings, I'll just show you. You want to do infested marine, and then fungal, so that they have time to hatch, and then keep them fungled while they're hatching. So this is my new go-to Zerg versus Terran strategy. Ghosts, so that would have been good earlier. Terran, just don't get stuck on mass Marines like this. He's like, oh, it's so OP. He had tanks and Marines and medevacs. And that's all. And it was 30 minutes into the game. If if your harasses are failing against Zerg like his were, you're going to lose. If the Zerg knows what he's doing. You cannot leave Zerg alone like that. He needed to either attack earlier, done more drops, something like that. Yeah. My upgrades are a little slow, actually. With this build, you want like 1/1 double evo chambers, speedling, baneling, and that holds off a lot of like 9 to 10 minute siege tank timings. It'll actually hold those off. So yeah, that's the only thing I would actually recommend, is getting quicker upgrades, because especially when they mass Marines like this, you want to stay at least even with the upgrades, because if the Marines have an upgrade advantage, it just sucks. Man, it sucks. They can just mass Marines, and when you see a lot of Marines, you need banelings and infestors, just to be safe. So I hope you guys like my new go-to strategy. This has been a live cast by Normalisk. I hope you guys learned something.